What's up, YouTube, and welcome to the first episode of Detox Proxy. Welcome to the new channel. Here I am. This is kind of part 2 of my trip to Haida Gwaii. And before they leave the scene, I just want to catch these raccoons through the fence there. I'll probably get a better shot of them some other time. But I come out here last night and I went around back to smoke a joint, and I got to the water and something started growling at me. And I'm like, what? So I kind of pulled a U-turn and walked back, and then as I came up the steps here to the hotel, there was two raccoons, and then they were just here this morning. So that's kind of strange to me because in Prince Rupert we don't have raccoons, and growing up in the city it was just a common thing, raccoons everywhere. So seeing them here, I don't think they'll probably be native to the island. So yeah, it's a big day. Got to drive out to where we were yesterday, and I'm probably just going to eat some yogurt for breakfast. I think I have to get some ice, so that's the first thing I got to check, and then we'll get on the road and get moving. So just to give you an idea how chill things are here, this is the main grocery store, and it doesn't open till 9 o'clock during the week. And I thought I needed some ice, but I'm not going to wait around for some ice. Kind of poured out the water that was in there, and finally have most of what's in there just kind of dry at this point, I guess. So here we are again on the beach. It's a gorgeous morning. The sun's definitely going to start creeping through here. I think this is probably going to be the best day that I'm here, but I'm not 100% sure. I actually haven't checked the weather again. It's a little damp out here this morning. I don't think it rained, but it's just maybe the humidity in the air. This is basically a rainforest in the middle of the ocean, so I think as long as I take it slow and don't start losing traction, I should be fine. I also noticed there's a truck with trailer and some ATV tracks here, so maybe if I get stuck they can pull me out. Just a quick little story. On the drive out here, there was a couple walking some dogs on the side of the road, and I mean they're like kind of on the road, right? And as I get closer, I realize they're arguing, like, and it's getting like pretty crazy, right? So I slow down and I start to have to go into the opposite lane because they're like in the road. And one of the dogs like starts walking right out in front of the Forester, to the point I had to put on the brakes and almost swerve to the other shoulder. So I get around them and I kind of look up in the mirror, like, and of course the guy, he's grabbed a hold of the dog and he's scolding the dog and she's yelling at him, and I just thought of putting on the brakes and going back to give him a slice of my mind. But you know, I want to have a good day, and I don't want to have someone's monkey mentality affect my good day, and that's what'll happen. You know, you go up to someone angry like that, and if you don't approach the situation properly, it's just gonna get worse. Just a quick shot of the area, and I'm going to take a very short break, have some yogurt for breakfast, probably set up the camera on the roof. I went through the other camera. I got all the footage cleared off both cameras. I think I have the battery issue figured out. So I'm gonna mount the camera on the Forester and we'll get some footage going down the beach. Really starting to slide around and move around a lot, doesn't want to steer, and then I noticed these people have stopped way down here. I don't know how much further I'm going to try and go, just because really don't feel like getting caught out here. That drive was probably the chillest thing I've ever done. Just third gear, 1600 RPM, just floating along and watching the waves crash in. So as you can see, I didn't actually drive very much further. So the gravel just starts getting so thick here. At this point I was starting to slip. And even though, yeah, it might level back out and get a little flatter further down, it's just not something I'm prepared to deal with. So this is where I stop at the Forester. I'm going to leave it parked here and continue heading on foot. Probably find a good little spot to film from. There it is. There is certainly razor clams here. I would like to try some razor clams, to be honest with you. But I'm going to pack up, head out on foot. When I find a good spot to film from, turn the camera back on. So I've made my way, I would say about halfway to the north point, and I kind of stopped because the gravel is just getting so big that I just keep on sludging my way through it, and kind of need an ATV at this point or something, you know, good four-wheel that would actually go through it. So yeah, you can't even see the Forester, it's that far down. But I stopped here. I decided I would make another video for the channel. So I'm probably gonna head back because I realized I left the other GoPro on the roof of the Forester. And I don't expect anyone's gonna take it, but it's one of those things. If it happens, it's my fault. But yeah, I'm going to pack up and start walking back. It probably took me close to an hour to get here. And I would think it's probably another hour to get out to the end there. And I don't know, it might just be me, but it seems like the tide's come in a little bit more. And last night was getting close to a full moon, so see how high the water line can get here. So it's probably the best I make my way back now anyway. So as you can see, by the time I got back here, the water's coming up to the Forester. I hope I don't have an issue getting out of here. So I made it out of there. I was hustling my ass to try and get back to the Forester. I couldn't believe how far the water came up to it. And even though I guess at that point where the water kind of recedes a little bit and the lane opens up, and maybe that's why I couldn't really get past that point. But I'm glad that I didn't run into a problem. And I kind of even wondered further down where I kind of had to come up out of there. You know, maybe the tide comes up higher there. I was just wondering, am I gonna have to go through water? We stopped at the Agate Beach campground. This is actually the first campsite. It's got its own little walkway down to the water. Just nothing but Pacific. And I'm glad the Forester isn't bobbing around in it. There's the top of Toe Hill. Very difficult to see from here with this camera, but right at the top of the center of it, I think that's the lookout point that I was looking from yesterday. We were kind of looking down along this beach. So yeah, I'm gonna have a quick bite, and it's getting into the mid-afternoon, so I will probably head back at, after a little while, chill out, hang out here for a little bit, maybe walk along the beach. So it's usually the wind, and now it's probably gonna be the waves, but hopefully they're not too loud to talk over them. I've been sitting here for probably close to an hour, just listening to the waves crash and thinking, gaining a lot of inspiration. I keep on thinking like I'm supposed to be here and in this type of environment. It's too bad where I live. They've literally destroyed the whole waterfront with the industry, and they've tried to clean up a couple sections of it, but they literally just keep on adding more. So you have to kind of take a boat to get to anywhere. Where, I mean, the difference is this is an island, and of course it's shoreline all the way around, so there's plenty of places to go, and being so undeveloped, it's so natural. Everything's so natural around here. So just walking here along the beach, I guess most people come here for stones and agates, which I'm not exactly sure what an agate is, but I think it's just more of like a cleared kind of stone, and there's a bunch on the picnic table up there. But I found these two really cool cone shells. But I think I'll take these ones, and just for memory's sake. But I've already kind of come to the decision that I am coming back here at some point. I just don't know how soon it will be. Hopefully, maybe not next year, but definitely by the year after. So I've probably been here about an hour and a half or so, maybe a little longer. I think I'm gonna probably head back. I had a little bite to eat. I actually bought a pack of jerky, which I never ever do because the stuff's stupid expensive. But I ate half of that and had a Cliff Bar, which I really enjoy those for energy, and an apple. So definitely gonna hold me over for a little while. These are the stones that someone else left here. It's kind of neat. They're all really polished up really well. These are the stones that I think are the agates, but I'm sure by now I would have put something into the video that kind of shows what an agate is. But I grabbed these. I don't know if they are, but they are quite cleared out stones. Well, I ended up taking a nap, and I'm just trying to still come to. I think just being out in the sun and the wind all day just really took a beating. Like, I'm looking at my face, I got a lot of sun on my face today. Yeah, I was just so wore out that as soon as I laid down, I could tell that I needed to sleep. So I set the alarm for an hour, and I just got it over an hour's sleep in, and I wouldn't even call it a nap. It's definitely a sleep. I'm not really that hungry either. So I was snacking quite a bit today, and I actually have a little bit of taco filling left. So I think I'm gonna heat that up and just dip nachos into it, and I'll save the chili for a couple meals later. I do have it in the fridge though, just in case I do want some. So yeah, I just got to take another hour, something like that, just to kind of wake up and get myself together, and then I think I might go for a walk through town. I may or may not take the camera. There's, as the evening comes in, there's probably not very much going on out there. Just decided I would come back down to the water, and I have all of these guys following me. I'll get a little bit further down, and they'll all lift up and follow me down. Watch. Here they come flying in again. It's kind of funny. Well, it's pretty obvious at this point that they're moving along with me, and I really really don't know why. Maybe it's just a natural thing that they do. Just clamshells everywhere. And these people actually camped right there last night. Maybe they're gonna end up doing the same thing again tonight. I don't know. So I got up pretty early this morning. I had the comp breakfast at the hotel, and I've come for a drive up to Old Masset, and just to kind of have a look around here. Some of the houses are older and run down, but they're really close to the water, and it'd be kind of nice to have a spot here, to be honest with you. And this is kind of the end of it, I guess. I'm just about to drive back through, go back through Masset. I'm gonna probably stop and get some fuel. I do need to get some ice because I didn't get any yesterday. And then we're gonna continue on down to what I think is called Talil. I think, anyway. I'll put the map right here. And there's a shipwreck that's just off of, just north of that little town. And it's a hike out there, it's a walk out there along the beach. But it's a really cool spot and I want to get to it, so that's where we're headed today. And the weather is supposed to be absolutely spectacular for the rest of the time I'm here, which I'm very thankful for. So let's get a move on. Okay, so I've made it to Talil. I think I mispronounced it before as Talil or something like that. The morning is beautiful. It still is relatively early out, and I think I'm at the proper location to start this trail that'll head me out to the shipwreck. We'll go check out that just in a second, but I just wanted to show you Subarus are all over the place here. Yeah, so I'm in the proper spot. This is where we're going, and we're right here, and it's a 5K walk all the way to the shipwreck, so it's 10 kilometers there and back. Got an old ship anchor over here, and just an actual map. So it looks like it's through quite a bit of the woods, and then it just follows along the river, the inside passage of the river. So I'm gonna pack up some gear, a bunch of water, and camera stuff, and head my way out there. So I've just come down the trailhead and just get a look at some of the old growth and all the moss that covers everything. You got the river over here, and there's a little trail that I think just probably leads down to the shore of the river. And then we're taking this east beach trail to get to the Pasuda shipwreck. Just kind of want to give you guys an idea of what it's like. The trail is really flat. There's a good incline with a staircase coming up here, but once you get up here, it's very flat. So I've just come down out of the trail from the woods. It comes down onto the beach here, and the sun's really hitting hard. I had to take the hoodie off. I just want to give you a quick look around here. And I guess this isn't really a river, it's more like an inlet, because it opens up way down there, and the shipwreck is somewhere down there. I don't think I see it, but maybe I do, I don't know. But there is the shipwreck finally. So you can see, I mean, it's an old wooden ship. Been there a very, very long time too, because it's really rotten. Yeah, I think it was a pretty big ship. And it's kind of know, there's no one else around here, and I'm probably the only one for a couple of kilometers in both directions. It's a very, very free feeling. So yeah, I thought of another little video that I'd like to film, something that kind of popped into my mind last night, and it's not really relatable, but I'm certainly going to make it that way. Yeah, when I'm done that, we'll take a little bit closer look at some of this, maybe kind of climb through it a little bit. So a little closer look at some of the things on this ship. Everything is pretty much riveted together, and there is some really nice looking boards up in here. So this thing probably is not as old as what I'm thinking, but it's still been here a very long time, because there's one inscription from 90, and there's one from 83. I don't think that says 57, but I mean, it's possible, it's possible. Yeah, 1980 there. Thought I'd film it with the phone, maybe the quality would change up a little bit and get to see it a little bit differently. Just give one more glance at it from the outside. Yeah, I just really enjoy seeing this type of stuff, and then of course the solitude that I have here right now, just being able to check it all out on my own with no interruptions. And that's what I find when I'm filming a lot of the time, is just people disrupting my thoughts and then losing concentration on what I'm actually doing. Well, I've been here for about an hour, and there's cloud cover right now, but the sun looks like it's gonna probably crack through and start beating down again. And I've got, you know, a good long walk in the sun for the first while. Me and the sun don't get along too well. I mean, I like the sun, it just seems to hate me. It's just my skin, I burn so badly. But yeah, I'm gonna start heading my way back. Probably got enough fuel to get down to Queen Charlotte, which is actually called Dajing Gids, I think it's called. I'm gonna have to try and find the pronunciation of that one too. Forester mileage has been pretty decent, but a lot of that back road driving to that Rennell Sound in the beginning, and idling time out there, that burned up a lot more fuel than what I was expecting, I guess. So, well, it looks like the tide is trying to screw me again, so I might get a little bit wet here. I'm not sure. Look further down, it looks pretty far up to the sand wall. Damn. Okay, I literally have to wait for an opening and do a mad dash through here, because it's like right up to my feet. This looks like a good one. Just wait for a good opening in the swell. All right, wish me luck. All right, I made it. Maybe a little wet. I don't even think I got too wet yet. Now I gotta go through this. So that was not easy, let me tell you. Walking along that sand wall and trying to climb along it, just constantly dropping back down. The water's come like right up to everything. So I had to dunk my boots down right into the sand wall and got them filled with sand. Got really sweaty, so I took 10 minutes just to cool off, get my boots cleared out, get my socks clean. I don't want sand on the Forester. I hate sand like that. So I've done a really good job cleaning off my boots. I'm just getting ready to continue on here. It's literally dry over on the other side of all this, because the water's coming pretty much right up here now. and I kind of knew this was going to happen, but you know, I wanted to go out and see the ship, and I just figured, well, with all the driftwood the way it is here, I would have enough to walk along, and I guess I ended up having to use it. Well, I've gotten to the sign, the 2.5 kilometer sign, which is the halfway mark to make it back, and there was a little bit of water here, but now it's like a little creek. So I don't see how I'm going to cross further down. So I'm going to, I know it's not very deep, maybe a couple feet. I'm going to have to Tom Sawyer it. I'm going to take the boots and socks off and roll up my pants and try and wade my way across without getting too wet. So yeah, definitely a little deeper than I thought. Dunked the boys for a little bit there. I just kept my boots off because just walking around the trees there, I had to walk through the water a little bit. I don't think there's going to be any more, but I'm just staying barefoot just till I get around the corner there, I guess. See a lot of people on the shore fishing there, and I just don't want to get the boots wet because I've got to continue using them during this trip, if you know what I mean. So I've made it back to the hiking trail going through the woods here, and just to get an idea of how much this water's come up, that's where the kind of the trail starts. Glad I got out of there. I'm still wet, but I'll dry off. Okay, so I finally made it back out of the woods. The woods is actually a lot easier to make your way through, especially with all the extra shade you get. But I thought I was going to dry off, and I didn't. Not enough anyway. I mean, even my boxer shorts are soaked, so I ended up having to change, put some dry pants on and dry socks. I ended up changing my boots. I got them a little bit wet, the left one especially, because I was kind of walking to the left of the trees and I dunked it once. Got my dry shoes back on, and they will dry in the hotel. And that's where I'm headed next. I don't think I'm going to stop to make food yet. I'll just, I've got to get that chili going though, because it's probably been thawed for about a day now. So yeah, I got to get using it, and I am hungry, so let's get a roll on. Okay, so I arrived at the hotel. This is a very small room and very small hotel, but it does have the most rooms in all the places on the island. I got a little fridge there, just a single bed. Hopefully it's comfortable. Washroom, shower, TV, it does work. So yeah, I'm only here for 2 nights anyway, and the room is actually $30 cheaper a night than it was up in Masset. You know, after this, I'm gonna stay in the Forester a couple more nights anyway, so probably think about getting some food, and that requires me to get the Forester and go somewhere to actually cook something. I don't think I can do anything here with no microwave, and I really feel like having that chili tonight, because after that walk today, I pretty much need it. So I've driven down from the hotel, and there's kind of a recreation campsite down over here, and I thought I was just going to be able to pull in the front of it where the signboard and stuff was to kind of make this. There's campsites right there, and I didn't notice that because when I came in the first time, it was like, you know, 6:30 in the morning. I couldn't see anything. Found this little pull off at the side of the road, and I'm starting to heat up my chili. This chili is the bomb. This is my beef and bison chili. It hits the spot every time. I'm just gonna have a couple pieces of bread with it and call that dinner. So I've just come down to the shoreline, smoke a joint, and just checking out things here. There's snails all over the place. Yeah, they are. They're just little tiny hermit crabs that are using the snail shells. So I think I'm probably just gonna head back to the hotel and just literally chill out, watch some cable television, because I personally haven't had cable for 20 years, so I get a kick out of watching it once in a while. Yeah, just literally just chill, relax, maybe come out and smoke a joint, and then go to bed early. And then we're gonna start a new video for tomorrow morning. So you'll have to wait for that. So if you liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for me. Leave your questions and comments further down below. And I'll see you in the next one.